Good morning. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. I would like to start by acknowledging the Aboriginal people of Australia, the elders, both past and present, and thank them for having me here on their land. I bring greetings from Taveuni, Fiji, from Auckland, New Zealand, and from District 5060 in British Columbia and Washington. I would like to share 3 things with you today in my speech. I would like to tell you my story and why Rotary is important to me. I would like to talk about the Digital Learning Room, and I would like to share a new word with you that I'm very passionate about. Amartya Sen, the Nobel Prize-winning economist, writes, "We live in a world of increasing opulence, and yet this opulence stands side by side with poverty, destitution, and despair. This inequality is a challenge of development work today, and is this challenge that I hope we can address this morning." I want to first, though, take you to rural Canada. Imagine lakes, rivers, and trees as far as the eye can see. This is my home. This is where I'm from. You can see my family in the photo, my father David, my mom Susan, my brothers Dylan and Kieran, who are twins. I grew up in a wonderful environment, in a very safe home, far away from poverty and violence. In Canada, we were worried about things like crop seasons and snowy driveways, not about things like access to education and access to food. This all changed, though, when I was 16. I traveled to the United Nations with young people from across North America. At the UN, we were able to meet amazing, powerful people and see historic buildings. But there is one memory that has always stayed with me. At the United Nations, there was a photo exhibit. And within this exhibit, there was a picture of a young boy. He would have been around 3 to 4 years old. He was wearing a suit and a hat, and he was smiling up at the camera. He was so full of life and energy. Except that young boy had lost his life to a bombing in Northern Ireland. And in that moment, it struck me how much suffering and violence there is in our world and how it doesn't have to be this way. I've since dedicated my life to working in community development, to global public health. I've interned with the Pan American Health Organization. I've worked in youth mental health and addictions. I've traveled across the globe. When I was 18, I participated in a Rotary Youth Exchange and traveled to Izmir, Turkey. There, I was able to meet a new family, new friends, and become a part of the global community. It was Rotary that made this possible. It was through the donations of people like you that I was able to participate in a youth exchange. Rotary saw my potential and supported me, inspired me. And so I want to take a moment to thank all of you for supporting young people like me, for changing lives every day, and for being a part of such an amazing organization. And now I would like to take you from rural Canada to rural Fiji, to the Digital Learning Room. Like all great projects, the Digital Learning Room began with a vision that we could address inequality and poverty through education and creative technology. I want to share with you today some of the things that we've learned through the Digital Learning Room and that I think make this project amazing. Firstly is community. Of paramount importance to us was that this project was owned by the community. We worked with community leaders, like you saw in the video, Timothy, and our computer instructor leader, Mr. Azim Aziz, to make sure that this project met the community needs and that it was what they wanted. Secondly is partnerships. We knew that we couldn't do this project alone. When we work together, we are so much stronger than we are when we're alone. We partnered with the Auckland University of Technology, who brought amazing skills in education, computer programming, and development. We even recruited a young Rotary Youth Exchange student, John Glendon, to be our photographer in Fiji. Through working together, we were able to make magic happen. These partnerships enabled us to do so much more than we could have done alone. And the third thing is the new word that I would like to share with you, pedagogy. I'm not sure how it translates into the myriad of languages that are here, but I'd like you to just take a moment and turn to the person next to you and tell them what you think pedagogy means. Just give it your best guess. Okay, great. I wish I could have heard some of those definitions. I'm sure they were amazing. Pedagogy refers to the way we approach education, or orientation to learning. And pedagogy was very important to us at Digital Learning Room. We made sure that we engaged the teachers with this project, that they were comfortable with the technology before we started. The fourth thing is Rotary frugality. It's something that you all know well. This is a photo of our homemade tablet charger box. We found out that one of these was going to cost us more than $5,000, and that was money that we didn't have, that we couldn't afford. So we built one ourselves. It looks a little bit strange, but I can promise you it does the job. And I think this is really the magic of Rotary. It's the ability to make something out of nothing. And that is what we did at the Digital Learning Room. With a small amount of money and a lot of hard work, passion, and creativity, we were able to change the lives of young people, change the future of a community. And lastly is sustainability. This is a word we hear all the time in development work. But what does it actually mean? For me, sustainability means that this project is owned by the community and that it will go on for long after we are there. It means that people like these young women are the leaders of the project, and it will support their future and the future of their younger siblings. I want to share some of the next steps with you of the Digital Learning Room. You heard in the video Timothy's community aspirations to have one tablet per child in his school. That is his goal, and it is an amazing one. It speaks to how this project is scalable, meaning it can become bigger. For us at the Digital Learning Room, we want to have this project across the world. We want to see digital learning rooms in all communities that are experiencing poverty and marginalization. We want to continue opening up worlds of possibility for people like this young woman, Neha. Neha is a member of the senior technology class at Buthalevu Secondary School. And that class is made up of 3/4 young women, which I think is absolutely amazing. I wanted to share with you something that Neha wrote. She said, "Technology is of great significance in my life. Technology is the innovation of ideas. It is technology that will lead us forward." And that comes from a 16-year-old girl in rural Fiji. How amazing is that? At Digital Learning Room, we're currently working on developing 100 digital learning centers in the South Pacific. We can't do it alone, though. It's with people like you that we can make this dream a reality. We require funding and support to continue developing digital learning rooms, to continue supporting the youth so that they can become future leaders. I wanted to close with some final reflections on freedom and opportunity. I just turned 30 this year, and when I look back over my life, I see a life of opportunity, of access to education. I've been able to travel, to have a job, a career that I love. And this opportunity should belong to all. I think about that photo of the young boy, and I think about the freedom to grow up, to be safe. Organizations like Digital Learning Room, like Rotary, we're all working towards that goal. The challenges facing our world are great, and they are not going to disappear overnight. But it is through working together, through working creatively with innovation and passion, through engaging technology and supporting education, that we can change the world. And we have to work together. When we work together, we are stronger. And it is through working together that we can create a world of opportunity. Thank you very much.